What's up and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time to join me again today. It's good to see you. I'm snowed in, or really more iced in. That's kind of the deal here in the south, the more upper end of the south. We get a fair amount of winter weather. Sometimes it's snow, sometimes it's more of like an ice sleet type deal, and that's what we got this time. I've been stuck here for the past couple days. You can get out in it, especially if you got four-wheel drive like me, but it's pretty slick on the roads and it's more of like a have to thing. And so I've just been hanging out, enjoying the days off. It's good to get the rest, good just to kind of hang out and have nothing to do. I enjoy that sometimes. You know, I like a few weeks of spring and summer, especially turkey hunting and fish, but other than that, I could be in winter pretty much year round. The snow is just beautiful to me. I can just be in it all the time. And also my buddy Bruce here, he's my little buddy. He's had a bad week or two. He's a pretty active hyper dog, and somehow, we're not sure how, but he slipped a disc in his back, somewhere towards the back here, and he's on rest, strict rest for the next 3 weeks, because if he ruptures that disc, it could paralyze him, the vet says, and also it'd be a several $1,000 surgery to fix it. So that's what he's been dealing with, and we've just been trying to keep him restful as much as possible. He's an awesome little dog. He's a heck of a tracking dog. He's found 3 deer, and the only 3 I've ever tried to get him to find that I shot with a bow, he found all 3 of them. He's a heck of a blood dog. But now let's get to what this video is actually about. Let's talk about the end. The end of duck season, that is. It's always hard. I hate the end of duck season. I've always been like that. You know, there's some people out here that they say it's bittersweet. They don't want the end, but they're ready for a rest. I'm just wired to be really about one thing. And when duck season ends, that's all you've been doing. That's all you've been thinking about. And then you just take that away. I definitely go into a little slight, like 2-week depression. You know, it's like your brain doesn't know what to do anymore, because that's all you've been doing, you know, for the past few months, and then that's just over, and now it's like, well, what do I do now? Coming into the season, I was really unsure. We heard all these reports about the drought conditions in the prairies of Canada, North and South Dakota. It was looking like it was going to be a pretty bad production year. Now, as most of you know, they haven't been able to do the surveys because of COVID, unfortunately, which is just mind-blowing to me. But aside from that, we've not had a population survey for the past 2 years, so no one really knows what the breeding has been like over the past few years. But just judging all the conditions, everybody was saying that it was going to be a down bad year. So coming into the season, I was kind of expecting a pretty tough year. But it just goes to show that you can't always go by the survey numbers. Not that they're wrong or anything, but it can't predict weather and all these things on how good your season is going to be, because I had the best season of my life. I hope most of you followed along for the videos throughout the season, but it was absolutely phenomenal. I didn't necessarily kill the most ducks I've ever killed, but I had the best quality hunts. I hunted with a lot less people this year as far as on each hunt. Most of the time it was only 2, 3, 4 of us. What you think about that, Golden?
I think that we seem to get some good hunts together, man.
Yeah. I didn't get the big numbers like I have in the past when I used to hunt with 7, 8, 9 people, but just the amount of ducks that I seen on each good hunting day was incredible. I mean, there was just times where we were around thousands upon thousands of mallards, all on public ground too. Just to see, you know, a huge population of ducks every time I went out, that was just awesome. And I had not experienced that in a long time. I'd been on a bad drought of bad years, like for the past, since I've started chasing green, really. It's just been decline. And, you know, I've started traveling out to multiple states, multiple areas, multiple different parts of the country. So now I get to really get a better view of what's going on. And another awesome thing about it, out of all the ducks I shot, maybe 15 or 20 of them wasn't mallards. It was predominantly 95% mallards, and I'm absolutely fine with that. And in fact, most of the other ducks I shot were either widgeon and pintail, And those are the two other ducks I love to shoot. Now, I'll shoot anything when it gets tough, don't get me wrong. But if I got my choice, I'm shooting mallards and pintails. That's just what I like. And so this year just was perfect for my style of hunting. It was tons of mallards on awesome public ground, new places that I've never been to. I hunted a lot of new areas, did a lot of scouting and map scouting, traveling around. You know, I got to hunt with Golden Boy a lot, and that was awesome. I've loved getting to know him, and me and him have been blessed with some really good hunts. You know, he travels around now, and we just meet up in areas and hunt, and we had a great run this year. And I have a lot of videos that I haven't put out yet of some of the great hunts from this past season. I'm going to probably just start dropping them in the off season, you know, later in the summer, early fall. Another awesome aspect of doing Chasing Green and doing the social media thing is I get to talk to a lot of other hunters from a lot of different areas. And it was like a lot of years, it was mixed on whether people had good years or not, depending on where they were. But a lot of people had great seasons this year. Arkansas, you know, really turned on late. There were a lot of people I know in Arkansas doing really good in January. Weather matters. That's what drives ducks. If snow covers their food and ice covers their water, they have to move. And that's just the bottom line. It doesn't matter how much pressure that they're going to, they have to move south. Hopefully we get a duck survey this spring and summer. It'd be interesting to see what the duck population has done over the past few years. I know some people, you know, especially in the south, have been calling for less days and lower the limits, but I'm sorry guys, that's just not what I've experienced. You know, everywhere I go, there's tons of ducks, and I've been doing this since the 90s, so I have a lot of time to compare it to, and the duck population, at least in a lot of areas of the country, seem good. I just don't know if they're coming south like they used to. You know, Arkansas has definitely been tough over the past few years. There's no doubt about it. Especially last year and the year before, it was just like, it might as well be June, because there was not even ducks flying in the sky. It was just like they were extinct. But it was good to see that a lot of people had success in the South this year, and I know a lot of guys in Tennessee that were smoking them. I know some guys in Mississippi that were doing okay, and like I said, Arkansas did really well. And I heard some good things out of Louisiana early, so it'd be interesting to see the harvest data and just see what everybody did. But hey, I want to know how your season was. Let me know what states you hunt, and also how your season was. Was it good, great, bad, the worst, average? You know, and also not only did you harvest a lot of ducks, but did you see a lot of ducks? Were you around a lot of ducks? It's just really interesting to see how different people in different areas of the flyway experience the season, and I love to just kind of pour over that data and see how everybody's season went. My new gun, by the way, a lot of you followed, you know, my Beretta just fell apart, a A300. It was just trash. I'm not saying all of them are, but mine was. I actually had a subscriber buy me a Gershon before the season started. You can go back and watch that video if you haven't seen it. Any of you that paid attention, followed along, my shooting percentage went up. I had an old timer tell me this back in the day, and you really don't understand it until you understand it, and it's that you don't realize the importance of fit in a shotgun until you get one that fits you. And this one fits me, and it seems like I just point that thing in the sky and pull the trigger and something's falling. So I couldn't be more pleased with that shotgun. Loving it. But now the duck season's over, I'm just gonna rest for a little while, take a little break on YouTube. I'll probably take most of February off, but I've got a ton of hunting videos that I didn't put out to release over the summer. A lot of gear review stuff. I've been using some of this gear for the past few seasons, so now I have a really good, you know, grasp on what I think about it. A lot of tip videos, calling videos, decoy videos, and also some turkey hunting. I've gotten into turkey hunting the past few seasons. I'm looking forward to doing some public land turkey hunting and putting out some good videos with that. But stick around through the summer and the off season. Lord willing, I'm going to have a video coming out every week, and so there's going to be plenty of content here. I appreciate you taking the time to join me. I love you, and I'll catch you next time, Lord willing, right here on Chasing Green.